Thank you for another spiritual discussion. What is the medium between truth and falsehood? What is the point that is made of both discernment together? When a person follows few lies, he cannot see the truth, that he is walking on a false path. Rather, he says that he is walking on the path of truth. But there is no greater lie than that. And the reason is that he does not have enough lies to see his true state. But when a person has acquired many lies, the lies grow in him to the extent that he can see them if he wishes. Thus, now that he can see the lies, that he's walking on a false path, he sees his true state. In other words, he sees the truth and his soul and how to turn to the right path. Treading a false path is the median between truth and falsehood. This is the bridge that connects both truth and falsehood. If a person is idle in the work of learning, he cannot see the truth, that he is immersed in falsehood. While walking in truth and not in falsehood, the reason why the creatures are not receiving the delight and pleasure, even though it is the reason for creation, is the disparity of form between the creator and the creatures. The creator is the giver, and the creatures are the receivers. But there's a rule that the branches are similar to the root from which the branches were born. And since there is no reception of our root, since the Creator is in no way deficient, needing to receive anything to satisfy his want, man feels unpleasantness when he needs to be a receiver. One should prevent oneself from receiving pleasure because one craves them, and should have the strength to prevail over the craving, the object of one's desire. Instead, one should receive pleasure that bring contentment to the Creator. This means that the creature will want to bestow upon the Creator and will have the fear of the Creator, of receiving for oneself, since reception of pleasure when one receives for one's own benefits removes him from cleaving to the Creator. Therefore, when a person performs one of the mitzvah, which is commandments, of the Creator, one should aim that his mitzvah will bring him pure thoughts, that he will bestow upon the Creator by giving God's mitzvah. He needs to establish a society where each of us follows the spirit of bestowing upon the Creator. And to achieve bestow upon the Creator, we must begin with bestow upon man, which is called love of others. And love of others can only be with revoking one's self. Should each of the friends disclose his love for the society, or is it enough to feel love in one's heart and practice love of friends in concealment, and thus not need to openly show what is in his heart? One must disclose the love in his heart towards the friends, since by revealing it, he revokes his friend's heart towards the friends, so they too will feel that each of them is practicing love of friends. The benefit from that is that in this manner, one gains strength to practice love of friends more forcefully, since every person's force of love is integrated in each other's. It turns out that where a person has one measure of strength to practice love of friends, if the group consists of 10 members, then he is integrated with 10 forces of the need, who understands that it is necessary to engage in love of friends. However, if each one of them does not show the society that he is practicing love of friends, then one lacks the force of the group. This is so because it is very hard to judge one's friend to a scale of merit. Each one thinks that he is righteous and that only he engages in love of friends. In that state, one has very little strength to practice love of others. Thus, this work specifically should be public and not concealed. One must always remind oneself of the purpose of the society. Otherwise, the body tends to blur the goal since the body always cares for its own benefits. We must remember that the society was established solely on the basic of achieving love of others, and that this would be the springboard for the love of God. This is achieved by saying that one needs a society so as to be able to give to one's friend without any reward. In other words, he does not need a society so the society will give him assistance and gifts, which will make the body vessels of reception content. Such a society is built on self-love and prompts only the development of his vessel of reception, as now he sees an opportunity to gain more possession through his friend's assistance to obtain corporeal possessions. We must remember that the society was established on the basic of love of others, so each member would receive from the group the love of others and hatred of himself. And seeing that his friend is straining to annul himself and to love others would cause everyone to be integrated in their friends' intentions. If the society is made of 10 members, for example, each will have 10 forces practicing self-annulment, hatred of self, and love of others. Otherwise, one remains with but a single force of love of others, since he does not see that the friends are practicing it, since the friends are practicing love of others in concealment. Moreover, the friends make him lose his strength and his desire to walk the path of loving others. In that state, he learns from their actions and falls into the dominion of self-love. Should everyone know his friends' needs so he would know how he can satisfy them? Or is it enough to practice love of friends in general? We must understand how one can help his friends. And this is where there are rich, is this where there are rich and poor, wise and fools, weak and strong? But when all are rich, smart, or strong, how can one help another? We see that there is one thing that is common to all, the mood. It is said, a concern in one's heart, let him speak of it with others. This is because, with regard to feeling high spirit, wealth cannot be of assistance. It is the one person who can help another by seeing that one's friend is low. It is written, one does not deliver oneself from imprisonment. Rather, it is one's friend who can lift his spirit. This means that one's friend raises him from his state into a state of liveliness. Then one begins to have strength and confidence of life, and he begins as though his goal is now near him. It turns out that each and every one must be attentive and think how he can help his friend raise his spirit. Because regarding the mood, anyone can find a needy place in one's friend which he can feel. Without annulling self-love, it is impossible to achieve adhesion with the Creator, meaning equivalence of form. And since it is against our nature, We need a society that will form a great force so we can work together on annulling the will to receive, called evil, as it hinders the achievement of the goal for which man was created. For this reason, society must consist of individuals who agree that they must achieve it. Then all the individuals become one great force and can fight against itself, since everyone is integrated in everyone else. Thus, each person is founded on a great desire to achieve the goal. To be integrated in one another, each person should annul himself before the others. This is done by each seeing the friends' merits and not their faults. But one who thinks that he is a little higher than his friends can no longer unite with them. It is important to remain serious during the assembly so as not to lose the intention, as it is for this aim that they have gathered. During the assembly, one should be wary of following words and deeds that do not yield the goal of the gathering, and that they should achieve adhesion with the Creator. But when one is not with the friends, it is best to show nothing of the intent in one's heart and appear to be like everyone else. But while there is someone who is not from this society, no seriousness should be shown, but to equalize with the person who has just come in. In other words, avoid speaking of serious matters, but only of things that suit the one who has just entered, who is called an uninvited guest. I will bring this video to a close and we'll pick up with more information dealing with the society, a purpose of a group, and the friends and the love of others in another video. In ending this video, please feel free to share it with others. If you would like to see more of this type of content, please click the subscribe button below on this channel. Also, after subscribing, if you click the notification bell, you will be notified of any new videos that I make. I would also love to have your comments and questions below. Just be respectful to one another. And again, I say thank you.